gonna end with this because, like I said, people don't know the full 100, and I be quiet about a lot of things because God know I told you I wasn't a perfect child. I told you I was traumatized sexually. I was beat, all kind of stuff. So it wasn't like I was a perfect child, and I'm not gonna sit up and try to act like I wasn't, or I was. But here's the thing: when I told you about Mark Hughes dealing with that woman, watch what I'm fixing to tell y'all. Remember I told you about Psycho Bunny, Karate Kid, Bobby's Little Lip, the negative, the finger. Remember I told you all of these things, right? This was way before this bitch and her people, I ever met them. So, all that had already taken place. And Mark Hughes had been a friend of the family for years. For years, him and my father, Dede. They're just good friends, played music, drank, anyway. Mark Hughes had dealt with that bitch. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all what my father told me. Mark Hughes had dealt with that fucking bitch. Dealt with her mother. After my father cut her off, she went to Mark Hughes, the friend. Y'all keeping up? Please keep the fuck up. Because her husband, the white man, was out to sea. So, she got with Mark Hughes. I don't know what happened, but Mark Hughes tried to size up with my father. And me and Bobby were in the living room that night. My father was sitting at the bar because she used to come in and her mother would stand by the bar flirting with my father and talking and drinking and all of this sick shit. So, Bobby's in the living room. I'm in the living room. And I tell you about the lip and the abuse of what happened to Bobby and me as little children. Mark Hughes was saying something to my father. And Bobby had interrupted or something. And Mark Hughes put his hands on him. And told him to shut up or something like that, he said. And that's that Karate Kid shit. That's that goddamn motherfucking Psycho Bunny bullshit. And that's that bitch, whatever that is. Anyway, Mark Hughes was drunk as fuck. My father sat there. He said it about 3 or 4 times for anything reacted really bad. He had his feet up on the bar and he was leaning back in the chair. Same way you see him in that movie, that damn Time Warp movie with Martin Sheen, and he's instructing the class on the ship. That's my father there. You see his legs kicked up on the desk, kicked back in the chair as he's instructing a whole class on how to build fighter engine planes. So, I'm sitting there, and Mark Hughes did that to Bobby. And the next thing I know, I hear my father say, "Don't put your hands on my boy," is what he said to Mark Hughes. Mark Hughes just kind of looked at him. He goes, "You see, you put your hands on my boy?" And he said it again. This time he's confirming what he just fucking witnessed because they had been drinking. He said, I told you don't put your fucking... By the time he said it the 3rd time, my father had come up with one motion, feet off the bar. And I'm talking about my father always had a 6'7". Anyway, fucking bar, feet came off the bar, and in one motion, he came out of that chair and full-fledged hit Mark Hughes and proceeded to beat his ass in the living room and throw him through the window. In and out the fucking window and broke the glass and everything, and then threw him in the truck. And guess where his truck was parked? Mark Hughes' truck was parked right in front of where they lived. And my father threw him in the truck, walked inside, and that was it. And I never saw Mark Hughes again after that. But to sit up and try to act like all of this happened and I was an adult or whatever, no, I was a child, there was a child. It was childhood trauma. But you don't have grown people. And grown people start sending in people to abuse and rape other people's family members as grown people ordering it. And then you later grow up and do the same fucking shit against a black Caribbean child. That ain't gonna blood clot get it. Not no way, not no how, and we not doing this. That's why I keep telling you that man down Jamaica know everything. And he is full-fledged vex. That's why he's all doing what he's doing for me right now, because he is madder than hell that he got caught up in the bullshit and didn't know everything. And now that he knows everything, he's got me thinking about all type of shit. And he's the one putting the puzzles together. Trust me, it doesn't mean. Because I don't even like to think about past shit. But he's like, look, you got to understand this. You got to understand that. You got to understand this is who, this is what happened. So if you're going to really talk about it, and you could be out here and you're wondering why certain females now are starting to turn and burn in the industry, it's because of that bullshit. Because guess what? They all found out that a lot of shit is a lie. And as a grown female, you made sure 2 violent attacks happened on 2 black Caribbean children. And the bitch ain't even Caribbean. The bitch ain't even black. You may be 3rd generation Caribbean in America, but you weren't born in the Caribbean. Jordan was born in the Caribbean. Period.